wish we did this show live. Go ahead.
I mean, listen, wishing you may receive, because we have some news about that later today. But nevertheless, aloha, you beautiful sacks of mother fathers. Welcome in. Another episode of the Side Hustle Podcast. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, social media, all over the place. Audio versions all over the place, too. Kyle Cornell back in studio because I'm not a 70-year-old man today. Joined, of course, by my... Yeah, don't you do.
I shouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that.
You ate last week. I'm not
going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Double A Anthony Alpha with me, as
He came
always.
back in studio. Kyle came back in studio just to get the spray.
I came back to watch you eat sour shit and then just see your face pucker up like a... I'm not going to go there.
No, please don't. Please don't. It was really good, and we'll talk more about that.
I've been in the studio for a minute. I don't want to ruin it already.
Man, we'll talk about that in about 10 minutes. But let's get right to it. By the way, did you say hello to your friend?
What's
My
up,
friend,
buddy?
too?
What do you...
Is he drinking
You been
product
drinking
on
again?
the job?
Dude, what are you doing?
Man.
I didn't know Sloppy bubbled up. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, too. That's crazy.
Man.
Wow.
Hey, get down.
He doesn't like when you touch his face.
He did really react pretty
You're
well.
going to wake up one night at like 3 in the morning in a cold sweat, and he's going to be sitting on your
Bro,
pillow.
he did not react to that at all whatsoever. In fact, he's going to slide more your way just for protection there.
I can't protect you all the time, buddy. I'm sorry.
Let's start.
I mean, listen, I'll tell you what.
Are you feeling better?
A
little bit?
Enough where I could get here.
Yeah,
yeah.
which is big progress.
I couldn't walk last week, so that was fun. Even like sitting down on the couch was just painful. But no, I'm here. I mean, start physical therapy next week. So just trying to prevent this from happening again, and having to reevaluate some life choices as far as what we do for exercise now. But I mean, other than that,
it's gonna be tough changing out. You got to change your workout plan, and
I'm so used to running, and I hate it. I hate it, but I'm so used to it. Because I know it works.
Mm-hmm.
I lose a lot of weight with it. I feel better afterwards. Like physically just feel better as far as like my wind and all that stuff. So now it's trying to find different ways to burn those kind of calories, get that kind of heart rate, and not be jarring my back and my knees.
So before, were you just running were you like running like on the road or
treadmill.
Like, treadmill?
That's
Okay.
I can't run on concrete. I've tried and
No,
my knees
I
can't
didn't know
take
if
it.
you ran like on like grass or something.
No, I
outside,
run at the gym. That's
Okay.
And then obviously when I play basketball, I run on the court. But now at this
Mhm.
point, I don't know even about that anymore. So I mean, we're at the, see all that. But yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to require some lifestyle changes. But I mean, this was a lifestyle change. Look how good we're doing right now.
I know,
So
dude. I did a sprint. I did a 30-second sprint.
yeah,
Then like a minute 30 recovery.
Yeah.
On at Planet Fitness.
yeah.
Oh my God.
What speed did you get for the sprint?
I made it up, I think by the 5th rep. The 6th rep. I made it up to 101 miles per hour. I think it was like level.
You were going 101 miles an hour.
On the thing. I was just moving the machine. That's how fast the machine was moving. That's what the machine said.
So 10.1 miles an hour.
Yeah.
101.
The machine was moving.
I don't know if you even caught like how crazy that sounded, but okay, Roadrunner.
Man, I was moving.
Wile E. Coyote's waiting outside for you.
Come get some. Like this guy.
Yeah.
B.A. Sweeties, sweet moment of the week, brought to you again by B.A. Sweeties. Main event, Jey Uso did it. Main event, Jey Uso did it. Look, this is the craziest thing. I know, like, our job, we're fans, obviously, but our job is to cover professional wrestling. And sometimes you do get lost in the fandom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our job's to cover things objectively or subjectively according to what we think is good or not. I was beyond excited, like childhood excitement to see Jey Uso pull this thing off.
It's awesome. Like, honestly, this is probably one of the coolest things because it's been such a long build. And we kind of talked about it leading into the match, leading into the whole, like, they were doing the tournament or whatever to get to see who faces Braun. Feels like Braun Breaker's bigger than the IC title already.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Jey needs to have a title going into this bloodline thing so that way he seems like he's a credible threat. Like, I've actually climbed a mountain without my family with me.
Mm-hmm.
Now they need me. Roman needs me. I don't need to go back there because I couldn't do it on my own. no, I'm the IC champ. I beat one of the hottest guys rising up right now to get this. You need me. I don't need you. So there was so many variables that had to work for that to even make sense to begin with. Because if Jey just goes back and with his tail between his legs with Jimmy and shows up on a random SmackDown and they join Roman to fight the Temu Bloodline, I mean, it's not as fun. It's not as like impactful. It's not cinema.
Yeah.
Now it's like there could be a little bit of a chase because it's end of November is when was when Survivor Series is for War Games. I mean, it could be a full-on, like, Roman's trying, and you just can't seem to get Jey because he's like, fuck you, dude, I'm the IC champ. I'm good. I don't need this. Like, I got my own shit. Y'all can deal with that. I'm over here.
Well, even going into this match, I mean, him embracing Sammy, and Sammy saying how much that championship meant to him, and now's your time. Now's your time to do this. All the seeds were planted. And I got to give Jey Uso this. There was a good stretch of time. We talked about it on this show that Jey Uso was not on television. Jey Uso, for most of the summer, didn't even have a storyline.
Think Triple H heard you?
He didn't have a storyline.
When you were mad about it?
Yeah. He didn't have pretty much all summer, Jey Uso did not have a storyline. And he was still one of the most over superstars in all of WWE without a storyline. And he came through, and his charisma just overtook and made things happen. The key was, can he deliver in the ring solo?
The match was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they put together a really good match, and I couldn't tell you who was leading it.
I know
because Braun too, for as young as he is damn good. And that's like I said, if you don't have a special person lined up for Gunther, if Punk's not going to beat him or whatever it is, and he's going to hold the title to WrestleMania. That's the guy. That's the guy who needs to win the Rumble. That's the guy who he's already got the crowd behind him. This is only going to make him go. It's going to make him snap probably and lose his fucking mind, which is great.
Which I think will happen on Raw coming up.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see.
Well, some people are saying now it's babyface Braun is what we're getting.
We'll get there, but I like the idea. Come back on Raw because Braun Breaker's not going to lose anything. He's just Jey Uso's going to cut his championship promo to open the show next week. And then Braun Breaker will come out and just beat his behind. And then you run the rematch at Bad Blood. Look, ultimately, man, this was a great...
Well, they might actually save that one for the Saudi show. I don't know. It depends on... Because the card's already pretty full.
Whenever.
Beginning
Whenever.
of November. Well, hey, or Raw. They changed titles on Raw. They're trying to keep people like on their toes. Like, hey, stuff could actually happen on this show. And we were like skeptical last week. We weren't sure what was really going to happen, but for the way the stories are trending, this makes a lot of sense. And it does give Jey that win. It's kind of like when LA Knight won the U.S. title. You felt like, finally, just give him a title.
Well, they're doing a great job of making that Raw main event matter and making it count.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to see Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed in the main event next week. It's going to be against 2 Monday Night Football games.
Yeah.
And they're going to tear the house down, literally and figuratively. They're going to tear the house down. But he raised the roof this week. Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, our BA Sweet Moment of the Week. Now, we do have an honorable mention for the secondary Sweet Moment of the Week. We got to put on our headphones.
A little inside baseball for you folks. Now we actually want to hear this. Because I have not seen this video yet. Double A is the one that brought it up. I purposely did not look for it because I wanted to have a natural reaction to it.
So we want to show you this clip. This is courtesy of WWE, and they get full credit for this because we've talked all year long about the production values and how much it is greatly, greatly improved, and it's now like it's truly industry standard of the production value. Take a look at this video. This was from last week's Monday Night Raw. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre kind of recapping their feud a little bit. Take a look.
Maybe Drew was a little bit naive to think that this was all going to be over because he jumped me in Chicago months ago and tried to drag my wife and my dog into this mess. We probably all agree that it should have stopped the second time Drew sent me to a hospital 2 weeks ago, but I'm just too damn stubborn.
Man, courtesy of WWE and USA Network. for that footage.
Wow. So they they went a little different avenue with that. Trying to win an Emmy or some bullshit. I mean, they said literally you're gonna see a lot of new things, a lot of new ways we present stuff, and we've seen whether it's a change in the intro, even a SmackDown, which again awesome by the way. The new graphics, everything is great.
The ending credits now.
Yeah, the credits, because it is a show at the end of the day. It legit is a TV show. Like, they still credit people when they sign off of NFL broadcasts. Right? For the people in the booth, for all these people, the producers, whatever. So you maybe didn't see physical credits, but you talk about it. I mean, it's changes that are kind of welcome and they're kind of nice. And that's a different perspective on a promo and on a way to promote something that, like, oh, I haven't seen that before. There's a giant, white ring here. Let's fill it up with some shit and make it look cool. Like, it's an out of the box idea that feels like it should have been in the box a long time ago.
Now Pete is saying we need to put ending credits at the end of the broadcast. With his name only.
Yeah, his name only. It's like Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. It's just your name 15 times.
Rolling credits. Peter Tulip. Just rolling credits. Just right there.
Wait, there's one misspell. Who's Peter Tulip?
No.
I don't.
Okay, that was a shot.
But he was feeling fresh that day.
I was sending a lot of emails that day. It kept auto-correcting.
Oh, I didn't think
and
about
after,
No, that was random. I didn't mean to take a shot at
After
you.
the sixth email, that the incorrect spelling looked correct.
Listen, you know what that is? That's a happy coincidence because I was not trying to make fun of you for that. I was just making a general joke, but that's fantastic. Yeah, Double A, you fucked up big time. Almost worse than me.
Listen, I was emailing Tom from BA Sweeties.
Yeah.
And it was just a mishap.
I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
We had to take.
I don't know. We got a second producer. Who's this guy?
Yeah, we had to take care of some stuff.
Oh, same name as Pete though. That's kind of cool.
Our show's always presenting sponsors, BA Sweeties. There's the address. This week, Kyle is going to try some products. He's got to wait until the commercial. He's got to wait.
Fucking pumped.
Last week, while he was laying on his back and changing in like 20 different directions during the show, different positions.
Yeah. Like the Kama Sutra.
I had the sour spray, which was really, really good. Even though the first time I tried it, I completely missed. Hit the side of my lip.
You fucking pepper sprayed with sour spray. I was trying so hard not to die. I'm fucking crying already. We're 10 minutes into the show. Oh, my God. Oh.
If you...
It's wild.
We will actually, as a show, our entire team, we will actually be live.
Yes.
At BA Sweeties.
Exciting news. We're really excited about
We will be live there Saturday, October 5th. It's the morning of WWE Bad Blood. We'll preview the show. We're going to have Tom from BA Sweeties. He's going to join us on the show. And we hope you join us. We'll be live at BA Sweeties right at this address Saturday morning, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. next Saturday.
As soon as you walk in that building, you're going to see us. We're right up front. So it's kind of awesome. We're right by the entrance, by the giant, they have like an animation sculpture type thing. It's actually our profile picture for the Sweet Moment of the Week on YouTube. It's actually the thing we have posted in like the profile pic page of that for all the videos. So make sure you guys stop by, say hi. We want to have fans on again too. We did it when we were down at West 6th. Talked about it with some fans about like their experiences and where they came from, what they were watching, and who they liked. And I had to give an AEW fan some sad truths, but I mean it worked out pretty well. We had a great time. So make sure you guys come down again October 5th, like Double A mentioned, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's the day of Bad Blood, so you're already planning on watching the show that day. I think it's 6 o'clock special start time.
6 p.m.
Because UFC has to have a fight later, but nevertheless, make sure you guys stop by before then. Come see us. Come say hi. Double A will take pictures because he's famous. All that good stuff. Of course,
always. Yeah. I'll even stand up. Just make sure height appropriate on my end.
I'm gonna wear my Hawaiian shirt. I'm gonna be very festive out there. So we're gonna have a good time.
Kyle's gonna try some stuff. We got a big show, by the way, coming up. We got a big show.
A lot.
We're gonna talk a little bit about the McMahon documentary. A little bit.
A little bit.
We'll talk a little bit about it. We have a new segment we're going to debut. Kyle has seen a preview of the new segment. We're going to debut a little bit later in the show. Also, Cody and Roman, they had that big face-off at in Atlanta at Georgia Tech. We're going to break that down on the other side. Plus, Kyle's going to try some stuff. But first, you are going to try this commercial from BA Sweeties. It is the largest candy store. You just saw it, largest candy store in North America. Another reason why you should stop in at any point, especially during our live broadcast, Saturday, October 5th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And when you go to BA Sweeties, right on the corner, right off that Ridge Road exit, take a left turn on Brook Park Road, the giant lollipop.
It's right there. It's hard to miss.
When you get there, besides the putt-putt, besides the sodas, besides the ice cream, one of the items that you will get is something that Kyle is holding in his hand right now.
So I have what's called slime liquor. Pete, can you do one shot on me for this so we can see it a little bit closer? I mean, this is what this is. Slime liquor. It looks just like that. Okay. Now, the reason why you can't see the text is because it's green and we're in front of a green screen. So didn't think about that one too much, but nevertheless, totally fine. It's all going to be okay. So, Double A, you have a choice. Now, do you want blue raz or strawberry?
Oh, boy.
Because no one enjoys watching you attempt to manage sour stuff more than me.
I'll take strawberry.
He's going to take strawberry.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to shake them up a little bit.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, there's some liquid in there.
Some liquid.
Now, these are not open beforehand. We have to open them now as I'm doing this. Oh,
So-
wow. Okay.
So this is the new version. This is 2.0.
Yeah, there was a 1.0. So that means they've perfected it even more.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, this is legit just like, yeah, you have to lick it. All right, so on the count of 3, we're going to lick
Hold
this.
on, wait. What do we got to do?
You got to lick the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, lick the ball. It's fine.
Go ahead, count us
Right.
down.
All right,
Boy,
3,
this is very memeable right
2,
now.
2.
This ends up on the TikTok.
This is going to end up on my OnlyFans. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Oh, oh.
That's really good. Yeah, you can even drink it. Yeah.
You continue the show. I'll be right back.
What you're seeing now,
good.
off screen, he's like crunching together from all the sour. What the hell are you doing?
Look, this right here.
Oh my god.
To you, slime liquor is in blue, but to us,
They can't even see. Oh wait, hold on. We got.
oh, hold up,
Even the top, because it's green too, is
I know.
disappearing.
This is good.
This invisible sour candy is fantastic. This is actually really good, guys. This
So-
really is. Like legit.
So, you could lick it, or consume it another way. This is really good.
He
This
meant
is
suck
good
it.
stuff.
You could suck it if you want. Yeah.
Pete, stop making me laugh. Stop it.
You know, some things are better left unsaid, but that actually is a good point.
listen.
You can do either one with this. It's awesome.
Listen. This is really good. I'm gonna put this right. Matter of fact, that might
Maybe
work
he,
right
he
there.
might want some later. I'm gonna have one more time.
Now, do you have some pop with you?
I do. So, your greedy ass got to drink pop last week, and I was upset about that. So, to quote, Russell, that's past his prime. I'm gonna have a little bit of the bubbly,
The bubbler.
and again, this is green as well. So let's.
Oh my
It's gonna
god.
go.
Okay, we can explain what this is. Boy.
I didn't think about any of this.
Let me tell you. You want to talk about a segment that was not planned.
There you go. Now see. Now look. Now
we
it's
got
like.
slime.
Now you can see it, Pete. If you want to go back to the one shot here, because it's in front of me, we'll do this. It almost looks like it's a blue bottle now, but it's called Bubble Up. This actually, believe it or not, is a green bottle. And
Couldn't
this,
tell.
you couldn't tell.
Good tell.
But this is actually like their version of Sprite, and it is fantastic. So I'm gonna have
Yeah,
some
you
of this too.
you've given great reviews. All right, now put the slime thing. Let me see here if this works now.
You put it in front of you.
Yes.
I don't know if that's gonna.
I'm-
Just sit
I'm
up
an
a little
idiot.
bit. Yeah.
Nah.
You guys can see it. It has like a cloud on it, holding up a peace sign for 2.0.
Yeah.
So good. And honestly, like I said, any of their sodas are great, but Bubble Up, one of my personal favorites, just because, again, I love Sprite. I was a Mountain Dew guy for a while. I'm off of that. Now, if I do drink pop, it is Sprite. This is like a better version of Sprite, honestly. You can get this and like so many other different kinds of soda there, too.
So, you want to bring your family? You want to bring your adult children? You want to bring your own childish self to BA Sweeties?
Bring your childish self up
Man,
there.
live out.
So good.
Who could ever say I've actually been to the largest candy store in North America? These are things that we have dreamed of as children. And we get to live it. We get to live it
I shouldn't even.
at BA Sweeties.
It's
You got more stuff?
the green tic tac.
I'm done.
I only
Break
grabbed.
this down. Go
I
ahead.
only grabbed green shit. I don't know why I did this. I like Pete's dying behind the fucking son of a bitch. All right, this
You
is.
can at least see the product, though, if
You
you,
can't-
put it by your shirt.
I put it in front of me. It looks like it's blue and gray.
Yeah.
They have chewable Tic Tacs. Now you could always chew the other ones before too, but these are sour. They're actually really good. So I recommend these two for when you're done. After you're done eating some candy, or even if you want to get them for after dinner too, you can still feel like you're having dessert, and still help your breath and all that stuff and everything
Yeah.
too. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And honestly, Double A, I'm gonna have some of this translucent Tic Tac
Can
candy.
I actually have one?
Yeah, you need it because you down that sour candy.
Dude.
Here,
That was
a
really-
couple different flavors of green in there too. Wait, I want to see something.
He
Hold on.
gave me a couple of green ones.
Hold on. Let's see if I can do this.
This is unbelievable.
So this is a green one. Let's
Yeah, go ahead. Put the one shot on up so we can see the green
look at that.
Tic Tac.
There's an actual Tic Tac in my
Look
hand.
at that.
There's a
Look at that. We couldn't zoom in any closer.
look. It's legit. Like you can see it, like the outline of it a little bit.
No, you can't.
Look, if you look close enough.
I'm trying.
Well, if I do it, will it turn? No. Well,
Okay.
now you can kind of see it.
Now it's blue.
Now it looks like it's translucent, but no, this is actually hard on the outside, but when you get down to it, chewy. Really good. Purple for Double A. You probably see that one better. There you go.
That's all you got to do. So next week we'll feature products
That aren't green.
that are not green. But
You can just chew these right away. They're actually really
hey, guess what? BA Sweeties is green friendly.
good. They are.
I said green friendly. I didn't imply anything
They're pro
else.
environment. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Hey,
But
5 different flavors, by the way, too. Cherry, lemon, orange, apple, and grape. Don't eat the apple in front of a green screen because you look like an idiot. But other than that, it's fantastic. It's so good.
again,
Yeah.
a ton of things you could get. We're just scratching the surface on what you could get at BA Sweeties. I know there are other places that have candy, but this is at different levels.
Oh, my God.
Different levels that you can get at BA Sweeties. And since once you have BA Sweeties, you can do podcasts, you can do shows on a Sugar Rush each and every single week.
Oh, that's why you did that.
So we're going to move on. That's the address one more time. 6770 Brook Park Road, Cleveland, Ohio. BA Sweeties, the Ridge Road exit. You can also, if you exit off of State Road, you can get there too.
Takes a little longer, but still worth it. Stop by.
Okay.
I thought this was great.
We talked about this. So I wanted to watch this within the confines of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. I mean,
It didn't.
It didn't matter. I mean, just the 8 minutes of all of this. Kyle, let me start with you. Your overall thoughts, your takeaways from this segment last week.
It made me want to see that match again. Like there's like, so when you're acting or when you're cutting a promo or whatever it is, it can be really difficult sometimes to believe everything you're saying, and you can kind of poke holes through certain stuff. I have a genuine thought that these two do respect each other, but it's kind of like Rock and Stone Cold a little bit in like the early 2000s, late 90s, where they're like, yeah, we respect each other, but I don't fucking like them. Or even when you talk about Rock and Cena originally, when Rock first came back,
Right.
before they had the second
Right.
match and all that stuff.
Leading into Mania
Yeah.
27.
Yeah, whichever one it was that they had
The
multiple.
Miz, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it feels like there's palpable tension between them. Now they could be completely fabricating that, and it could all be just part of the story, which is, hey, more on them. They both deserve to be in Hollywood. But I mean, I thought it was fantastic, and it felt real. It felt like Cody is in Roman's way. But the problem is, before he can push Cody out of the way, he's got his own family to get back.
Mm.
So he's in a struggle to be like, hey, I need that to get my family back. But also, I can't even, if I win it now, I'm not even part of the family, essentially. I'm not even there. I'm not even at the head of where I need to be. Like, there's a struggle with Roman about what needs to come first.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge struggle.
And
that's a huge struggle.
For the time being, he's choosing to take care of family business first before going after that. But, I mean,
here's the thing. He can't go after that until he takes care of family business.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we're at. Like, Roman, if he had it his way, he would just walk right back in and face Cody. Too much family dramas in the way.
Yeah. He's got to put to bed the coup, essentially. He's got to remind everybody that he's, not only, the OTC, but he's the only tribal chief. He's not the original. He's the only. So
Roman, his whole mantra, he always has wanted to be acknowledged. We know this. But in the past, when he had the championship, when he was the leader, the real leader of the family, he never had to force his way to say it. It was just, I need other people to acknowledge my already existing greatness.
He wanted it more from the family to cement himself. Because everybody else was on board. They loved the gimmick. They loved the character. They loved what he was doing. But then it was more about turning it towards, okay, we're putting Jimmy through the ringer. We're putting Jey through the ringer. Solo, acknowledge me. It was the normal thing, right? When we come out the night after someone helped them, if it was somebody new, all right.
Well, let's
appreciate you now. Acknowledge me,
Well, let's talk about the setting of this, because I think that this is what made it brilliant.
It's
mean, in Atlanta, Georgia Tech,
both have so much history there too. It's
the tie-in. I mean, all of a sudden, one of the things WWE has done a phenomenal job of this year. A phenomenal job. Every premium live event, there's a special tie-in to at least one of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Every show.
Even the international ones, they found a way to make it to where something stood out, or someone was from the area, or just was super over for some reason there, or whatever it was. I mean, you think like Gunther, like Bash at Berlin, like that was a huge deal. For those who don't know too, by the way, so Roman Reigns on the left went to Georgia Tech and played football. That's why they were in the stadium at Georgia Tech. Cody's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
So like they both have this
but I love
crazy tie.
So here's the thing. So Roman talked about. Oh, and by the way, if you want proof that Roman did play Georgia Tech, pull up a YouTube tape of Notre Dame versus Georgia Tech from 2006.
He was good.
And Brent Musburger talking about
Joe NOI,
this lineman is the real deal. That's Roman Reigns. That's your tribal chief. Think about this. I loved how Roman talked about all the things he did on the football field, how he owned that stadium. And because he owned that stadium, he owned the city and and like this is his city. And then Cody comes back. It's almost how you want to describe someone who didn't play football but still made a huge contribution to the city. Okay, you might have played here, but I worked at those studios right outside the stadium. I actually worked in the community. I actually did this. This is my city.
That's where he wrestled. That's where his Nightmare Factory is. He has all that. Like
my whole family built Atlanta.
They worked, they bled. Yeah, they were all part of the family business here. We did all this, so I'm from here. You're not from here. You would come here to visit and go back down to the beach. That was a great line because he's from Pensacola.
I loved it.
He would go back down to Florida. And Atlanta's not too far. You can a 6-7 hour drive. You can get up there. But I mean.
And then the other small detail, Kyle. Roman comes into the stadium, multiple vehicles, just to establish his.
Really?
you know,
8 SUVs.
yeah.
Subtle.
And then just Cody's just rolling
he's the president rolling in.
Yeah.
Like, he's got Secret Service detail.
Man, they're both.
Well, he's a wanted man. The Bloodline wants him. They want his head right now, so it makes sense to have extra protection. And he's Roman; he can afford it. So,
I did have one other takeaway out of this,
really
and it actually tied more into how the rest of the show went.
Before you say
Go
that,
ahead.
The ending of it too.
Go ahead.
The ending of this, when Roman tries to walk out, Cody gets in his way.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
It's not yours to take. Like just that. Cody needed to do something to stand out in this situation because it felt like Roman organized it.
Mm-hmm.
How does Cody make this his moment? And for a lot of people that said, "Oh, well, Cody's reign's been kind of, and he hasn't really had an opponent or whatever it is," the loomingness of the bloodline behind him has always been there. It was just gonna take some time to get to the point where we're actually gonna get back into the story because we knew it wasn't finished. Because The Rock came out the SmackDown after and said, "We're not done.
Mm-hmm.
Your story with Roman might be over, but our story is just beginning." All that
Yeah.
stuff. There's still a lot of conspiracy theories out there that say Rock is the one pulling the strings behind all of it.
I want to hear
But-
when we go to BA Sweetie's next Saturday. I want to hear, if there's some, the rest of you the fans. I want to hear what you guys think. Who is pulling the strings, behind,
Yeah.
the Temu bloodline, and then if you think it is The Rock, then maybe it ain't Temu bloodline, really.
No, it's A1 bloodline at that point because he's really the puppet master behind all of it.
Mm.
But I don't know. That ending though was like, I got chills.
Well, because it wasn't just Cody stepping in front of Roman. I guess in the old McMahon era, it would have been Cody stepping in front of Roman, and then that's the end of the scene. Like there was actual dialogue.
They told a whole story in the 8-minute video that they did.
Mm-hmm.
They had multiple stories in there, and it all made sense, and you could follow it, and you could understand why they both were invested in the moment. So it's you were saying though.
So the way that the rest of the show played out, I loved the story of, they immediately cut to Kevin Owens. KO did not respond at first, and they went to a match. And then after the match, Byron Saxton, I'm a journalist. I need an answer. And then KO finally went out and, conflicting thoughts. We know the history. We know this is not, Roman's a babyface now, so everybody's cool with Roman. Nah, history with KO.
Look at Jey when he went to
with
Raw.
Jey, what you just
There's
talked
still some
about.
people that don't like him over there, even though he's proved without a shadow of a doubt he's beyond this bullshit and he's moved on and he's in the right now and everything too. He obviously had Sammy, but Sammy was with him. Sammy knows him, knows his character, knows how good he is, knows he's a good person. Like Roman is still, he's been gone. And it's not just going to be like, oh, you're teaming with Cody now, I got to have your back. Like, no.
And Roman said he's the same guy.
He's
so
not,
as far as a
changing.
personality standpoint, nothing has changed about Roman. He said it.
He literally is that same person.
Yep.
So
the one and only Roman Reigns. But we all know with KO, we know his history with turning on people. They've laid on that heavily.
Yeah.
And at the end, Cody comes out. KO has the steel chair.
He's also pissed too because that's supposedly one of his best friends.
Yeah.
Who's with a guy that made his life hell for multiple years.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
Why you helping
here?
him? Like let Roman fight his own battle and just go defend your title. Don't fucking worry about this idiot.
At the end of the day, KO has a good heart and decided not to.
KO is emotional.
He's very emotional.
He's
very emotional.
Him and Sammy are both. They find ways to just be so similar during shows because they both have these emotions. Sammy could be on the highest of highs and so pumped up, and then he could be encouraging Jey and kind of feel a little melancholy and a little bit like, hey, this is so important and now it's your time. Or he could be pissed off and turn into an asshole and wrestle Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania. You never know what's going to happen at this point.
So KO finds the good of his heart, I guess, not to turn on Cody because he is a good guy at the end of the day.
It's his best friend.
His best friend.
Cody's never had that relationship with Kevin where like Sammy did where they would fight or anything like that. They don't have that relationship.
You know who's not that forgiving? Randall Keith Orton. I think it's all systems go steel on the Randy Orton heel turn.
So I didn't watch SmackDown.
So I'll tell you, he was not on SmackDown this week, Randy Orton.
Okay.
He was not on the show.
So him doing nothing makes you think he's going to do something.
just because KO forgave Cody,
We're assuming that he even did, which
assumingly,
yeah.
doesn't mean Randy forgot the bloodline taking him out for 18 months.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, all of a sudden, he is a family man, obviously. He's a father.
It's got like 14 kids.
You know, he has
Him and Roman are having a contest to see who can have more children.
his entire family will be in the Royal Rumble next year. I mean, you got you got all these things, but Randy Orton, as far as the emotional, all good-hearted type of deal, he ain't KO in this situation. Now, obviously, my predicted main event of Bad Blood will not happen. Cody versus Randy Orton. I'm pushing it to Survivor Series. I'm pushing it. Either Survivor Series or a Crown Jewel. I'm pushing it.
It gives him something to do.
Because, in my eyes, Cody Rhodes still need... There's a few things at play. Cody Rhodes, I think, still needs a defining non-bloodline championship feud. A defining one. Also, I think after this match, this tag team match with Roman and against Jacob and Solo, the bloodline and Roman, they're off to family business.
They need to take care of it.
They need to take care.
There's got to be something that happens.
They need to take care of family business.
Yes.
Cody still needs to defend that championship.
Yes.
And Randy Orton is nowhere right now to be found.
Honestly, you can make the case for either Kevin or Randy at this point to turn. Kevin may make more sense because he's on TV, but it could also be a swerve for Randy turning and Kevin being just shocked because now everyone's turning on everybody and he's teaming with him and now he hates him and I don't know what I'm going.
Well, Kevin's going to be conflicted.
Kevin's going to go to Raw. He's going to get the fuck, he's gonna get the fuck out of SmackDown. He's going to leave.
Screw all this. He'll reunite with Sammy, whatever.
They'll go win tag titles or something like that, yeah. Or Sammy will come to SmackDown. But yeah.
We are due for one more monster Randy Orton heel turn, and I think the story here fits. After watching this segment, and after watching all of SmackDown, I am more convinced now than ever before that Randy Orton is going to be a major player this fall on WWE programming, and he will not forgive Cody Rhodes for teaming with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I feel like Kevin feels like a Crown Jewel main event, but Randy and Cody feels like a Big Four main event. It just, the name recognition, what they both bring, I don't know. I mean, there's going to be some sort of screwy finish in this tag match. Whether it's going to be bloodline rules or whatever they're going to decide to do, whatever, I don't know. But there's no way that this goes clean and no one interferes, and Roman and Cody win clean or Solo and Jacob win clean. Something's got to happen. So.
That happened. Vince McMahon had a statement about the Netflix. Man, I'll tell you. You know, you cover politics for a long time. You know whatnot.
Yeah, shoot me.
When a public figure releases a statement before something is dropped, that means it's going down. That means it's going down. Vince McMahon had this statement right before. He obviously, as you saw, participated in the Netflix documentary, agreed to it. But he saw some previews beforehand, and he was like, they didn't tell the whole story.
Well, Vince, doesn't matter.
So let's talk about him for a little bit. Now, full disclosure, as we told you last week, the McMahon documentary is multiple parts. It's hours long. And we have real jobs, so we didn't see all of it yet.
I will try to watch. So you guys know if you watch the show. If not, if you're first time, hi. But so we film Wednesday evenings, and we air Thursday morning. The show came out Wednesday. I just got Netflix, so I'll be watching some of it tonight, if not all of it, depending on how long it is. I don't know how long the episodes are.
I think each episode is close to an hour.
Oh shit! Well, probably like some of it tonight. But
yeah.
Again,
I watched the first 3 episodes this morning.
Is it bingeable? Like you get lost in it and want to watch the next episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're a fan of wrestling, so yes.
I want to keep it. I want to keep it general because I don't want to get too into it because we haven't watched all of it yet. I feel like if we start talking too much about it too soon, it's going to be. Plus, I kind of want our guests for next week's perspective on it too. But
Yeah.
at the same point, I've heard some things, and again, it's the people that were in this, the people that were getting interviewed. It's got to be a tough, line to walk, because if you were interviewing them during when Vince was involved with this,
Yeah, produced by Bill Simmons. He was one of
Yeah.
the producers.
then of course you're gonna say Vince lived his gimmick and he was that kind of person. But now it kind of feels like maybe you wouldn't want to say that.
So not to give much away, they did say at the very beginning, during the opening credits, that the majority of the interviews did take place, I believe, in 2021, a little bit of 22 before
All the allegations.
the allegations.
Yeah.
Now I didn't reach this part of the Netflix special yet, but I've seen enough of the clips floating around that he did not participate in the in completing his interviews once the allegations dropped.
Which he wouldn't. Obviously.
Legally, he probably can't.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And again, like I told you guys before, a long time ago when we first started the show, like back in January, February. I don't know. I have no idea what the extent of all this is. He's not been found guilty of anything yet. The only thing he's admitted to is having a relationship with the woman in question. So he hasn't admitted to anything else being, crime committing or whatever it was. So I'm in a space now in my life where I like to try and give people the benefit of the doubt. I read this guy the riot act when it came to just having accusations like this brought up in his situation where he was, as important, as impactful as he was for this business. So I am looking forward to watching this and having an opinion about it next week.
So real quick. So a couple of, without getting into real details, a couple of standout things to look at least through the first 3 episodes. I don't remember it. It goes in chronological order. I think you'll find Vince's story, his relationship with his father. I think you'll find that very fascinating. Very fascinating. There were some things I didn't even know.
His relationship was terrible with his dad.
The relationship was awful.
Bad.
But they didn't really, their relationship, not the Netflix, but they didn't really, you'll that part's very intriguing.
I swerve around a little bit.
The Hulk Hogan was not the first choice to lead the Vince McMahon Jr.'s new WWF.
Mm-hmm.
He was not the first choice. You'll be intrigued by who the first choice was and who turned it down. The philosophies between Vince Sr. and Vince Jr. vastly different. Vastly different. They also covered the Monday Night, at least where I left off, the start of the Monday Night Wars. The Monday Night Wars in general has been talked about, in depth, whatever. But it's good detail. The steroid situation in the 90s. Hulk Hogan. Here's a clip I don't think I got to yet, but I've seen it floating around in social media. Jesse the Body Ventura wanted to start a union, a workers' union for wrestlers. Hulk Hogan, without any hesitation, shut it down. He went straight to Vince and said, "This is what my fellow wrestlers is trying to do." And Vince basically came out and said, "Hey, if you want to start this union, cool, you won't work here anymore." Snitched him right out.
Well, that's Hogan's persona. That's what he did.
Yeah.
If he didn't think of it, not going to do it.
Also, you'll love some of the stories about the Montreal screw job. You'll love it. So that's where I left off.
Triple H was bent over in my hotel room. And I was like, take it, Hunter.
We will have a full review of the McMahon. We'll give you guys some time to watch it because it's a lot of hours. But next week, join us along with our special guests, which we'll tell you about in a moment. We will have a review of that. Coming up, I don't even know if we'll really get into this, Harley, but
I can a little bit. I have something
the
to say.
AEW TV deal is almost official.
I'll be quick.
And I forgot to put this in, but we have a new segment. We'll talk. We have a new segment.
Your brand new segment doesn't have a graphic.
Doesn't even have a graphic. But you know what does have a graphic? Mike from State Farm, and also our good friends at BA Sweeties.
And again, to Tom, I am vehemently sorry. I just started grabbing shit when it was on the table. It's all green.
You grab all green products.
It's all really good, though.
It is.
So, I mean...
BA Sweeties, again, check it out. Interstate 480, Ridge Road exit. Take a left on Brook Park Road. You see the giant lollipop. There is no green screen when you go to BA Sweeties, but there is a putt-putt. There is multiple ice cream selections and milkshakes, and there's multiple candies that you could try out, the largest candy store in North America. Also, Mike from State Farm, our dude. And next week, we're calling it Sponsorship Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
Because we'll be at BA Sweeties next Saturday and in studio next Wednesday or next Thursday. In studio.
That guy.
Mike from State Farm.
So we're going to obviously talk about what he does for a living with his insurance, too. We're also going to talk a little bit about what's going on with him with this open challenge. You know, over at Exodus Pro, like, do we have someone that's taking it up? Are you just going to show up to the next show? Usual suspects on November 16th and just see what happens? What's going on? I mean, we have to make a few phone calls maybe during the show to figure it out. Maybe he doesn't even know yet. I don't know. Like, we're gonna try and figure some things out and get some answers for you guys. But this is awesome. We've been talking about having him on for a bit. I think he's done with his about month and a half long vacation now, traveling across the entire country.
But
the
he
United
was
States.
still working.
But still working while on vacation.
He was still working from California, wherever he was.
It was wild.
But
his motor is insane.
But he's back at office, of course, his whole team in Cleveland Heights, Lee Boulevard, Mayfield Road. That corner's the same building as Starbucks. You'll love it. Have that meeting, have your coffee and whatnot. And again, all your insurance, from auto to home to renter's insurance, life insurance.
Life is the big one. That's one thing Mike told us about. Like, a lot of people just don't even really think about it or have it, and then something happens to a close family member, or God forbid something happens to you, and then your family's kind of left with like a what do we do? We can't afford this funeral. We can't afford to do this or that. You want to make sure you're prepared. It's a little more serious for us now too, because we're both in our 30s. Pete remembers when he was back in his 30s, so obviously you want to take advantage of.
Yesterday, Kyle. Yesterday.
Well, he just turned 40.
There's the number.
He's like, grab another green thing and put it in front of the screen.
Get another green jelly bean. 216.
Dance puppet. That's what he's telling me to do right now.
216-932-6900.
Fuck you guys. I'm going to grab my fucking green bottle again. I'm going to drink my invisible Sprite.
As Kyle drinks his bubble pop, you give Mike a call. Mike from State Farm a call. And you even see on the website, you see that website right there, and you can start a quote. Get it done.
Yeah.
Also, what's cool about it, too, the State Farm app, pull his information up right there in the app.
You ever think about, hey, that's you for like, I get pulled over or something like that. I don't have my insurance card, whatever it is. Having the app on your phone is great. You can just show the officer, show whoever, that kind of thing.
But he does have ID cards, too. So,
oh, yeah, you still get them. But, hey, if you're like me and you forget it because you don't laminate yours, I mean, it's nice to have the app because, yeah.
Yeah. Again, Mike from State Farm, he will be live on tape in studio next week.
He'll be with us next week on the show. Make sure you guys tune in. We'll tune in every week, but obviously going to be special because Mike is going to be here with us.
Yeah, and the charisma. There he is. That's what he's training right there. So Mike in the middle, EC3, our good buddy.
That's if he's going to work in his full State Farm uniform. If he's going to actually full on try and wrestle in the polo and the black pants with the dress shoes, or is he going to have some sort of like State Farm hybrid singlet, or what is he?
He might have something.
What is he trying to get?
He might have something.
Oh.
All right.
Speaking of may have something, apparently. No, not chlamydia. A TV deal.
30 seconds. You go.
Yeah, okay. So we broke this down a little bit last week, kind of, about what's happening with this. AEW apparently is on the 1 yard line. They've been on the 1 yard line for the past, 10 months now, but nevertheless. With this new TV deal, apparently now it is rumored to include Streaming Max for their pay-per-views, which is...
I'll give him a
It's great for the viewer, but it's not great for the company because it's how they made a lot of their money was off pay-per-view buys. No one's thinking about that. How much does it cost to buy Max per month? $10 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe $15 a month. $50 per pay-per-view they were charging. So they're losing $35 to $40 a month off pay-per-view per person that goes to Max. Are they factoring that into when it comes to whatever the asking price is, whatever they're going to incorporate to? It's a lot of things that maybe some people don't really think about But yeah, this is gonna go against them unless they get a high money deal with you know.
I'm only laughing because their
TNT
football
and
team
everybody.
is freaking terrible.
Yeah, and Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-3.
Look at them. That's Tony. That's his father who holds the football team. They are terrible.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, we'll obviously talk about that more when it comes down. But yeah, I don't fucking know. No rapid fire tonight because
Quickly.
Double A has a new segment he wants to debut.
So I was watching television. And when I was watching television, I'm like, wait a minute. I think we should do this. So, the new segment is called Mount Roman. It's Double A's box office tiers. So, I was watching First Things First.
No, there's just question marks down there.
So, I was watching
Who's
First.
behind me? I can't see who that is.
Tiffany Stratus behind you.
She's on the fifth tier.
So, I was watching First Things First, and Nick Wright, he has Patrick Mahomes all the way at the top. So, for me, this is who I rank as far as box office, who do people most likely want to come to see. And to me, Roman Reigns, as the tribal chief, will always be at the top of the mountain. He's going to be at the top.
Okay.
Now, tier 2, now he's tier 1. Tier 2, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. I heard some Jeff Hardy comparisons.
The Jey Uso?
With Jey Uso because of significant. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, if you really was around when Jeff Hardy won the title, like that was really. But the tag team.
I give maybe the cheers, but like Jay's more charismatic.
Yeah, yeah, and then of course Cody's right there. But again, we can only have one at the top. People come to see Roman Reigns. Everybody's excited to see Roman Reigns. They pay money to see Roman Reigns.
I know you want me to tear this up, but I'm not too mad at it.
Tier 3, Jacob Fatu, CM Punk, Bronson Reed as a special attraction.
Yeah.
Tier 4, Drew McIntyre, Rhea Ripley. I put Dom and Liv Morgan as a combo.
No, they're an act now.
And Sami Zayn. Tier 5, the Wyatt Six is behind Kyle.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Gunther,
Yeah, I see it.
Bailey, Braun Breaker, Randy Orton.
I think maybe Randy should be a few tiers up, but that's fine.
Again, I can only fit a few. That's the rules. I can only fit a few.
Not a lot of room on that mountain. Yeah, we're kind of.
Who do I take off to? Who do I switch Randy with?
You know what? I would switch him and Jacob, just because it's still very early in Jacob's career. I think him and Braun deserve to be right next to each other. Two guys are going to be like leading the company 5 years from now, probably. But Randy is still must see when he shows up.
And then tier 6, and then we'll speed this up to wrap because we got an interview we got to do on our other job. Tiffany Stratton, Kevin Owens, Damian Priest, Rey Mysterio, Nia Jax, and the Judgment Days behind me. So that's tier 6. Now, next week, we got to feel tier 7.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some of your favorites.
Who's on the ground?
There's some of your favorites are not ready to climb.
Yeah.
So this segment, we're going to try to do this either every week, every other week, or every month. My box office tiers. Mount Roman.
Box office tiers. Sounds like what Tony Khan does every time he goes to the gate after the show.
Go to BA Sweeties. Check out Mike from State Farm. Check all of us out on social media. Right there. Check out our shows, our CVC Game of the Week. Check that out. And that is us. And that is it for the show. Kyle's going to grab some more green stuff that he can. Matter of fact, you can use it now.
No, it's still.
No, it can't. It's still green. But now he's drinking bubble pop out of a black bottle. Good night. Actually, good morning to you. Good morning.